Good morning, YouTube fans. This is Jerry again with another video on how to do it yourself. Uh, Before I start this video, I want to share some information with all of you. And I just want to let you know that again, if you do this type of job by yourself, I'm not responsible for any damage that you do to your car. Basically, this is how I do it to my vehicles or family vehicles. And so I am not liable for or responsible for any damage that you cause to your vehicle because you try to do it yourself. I just want to say that if you want to do it yourself and you believe that you can, or that you're gonna get confused, take it to a mechanic. Take it to someone that is a certified mechanic, and like that, you will avoid any other damages created to your car. As this video is just intended to show how I fix my own vehicles without taking it to the shop and basically save some money. With that said, today's video is about a 2013 Ford Escape EcoBoost 1.6 two-drive wheel. And the issue with this particular Ford is the fact that the owner of the vehicle started seeing the coolant reservoir getting empty, and also the engine light turned on. And when I basically did the code check, it came with a P1299, which is a cylinder head over temperature protection active. And as soon as I saw that, basically I knew for a fact what it was wrong. And it's basically we going back to the one of the videos that I uploaded in my channel, which is about how to replace the coolant temperature sensor. So this time we're gonna work with a 2013 Ford Escape EcoBoost 1.6, and basically there are some parts that you're gonna need. We're gonna go step by step, and some tools that you need to use to remove the parts that you have to remove in order to get to that particular sensor. It's not hard to be replaced. It's an easy job. I was able to do it within 45 minutes. So I'm gonna divide this video in few parts. Then when I upload the video, it will be a full video so you can see how to do it yourself. Just stay tuned for the next part on the tools that you will need, that you're gonna be using, and just one moment. All right, to continue with the video on how to replace coolant temperature sensor in a 2013 Ford Escape EcoBoost 1.6. There are some of the tools that you will be using is, of course, your protection glasses. You're gonna need a flashlight. You're gonna need 10 millimeter wrench. You are gonna need also you will be using also a 50 millimeter excuse me. Make sure, guys, that you have a magnet just in case if one of the parts or the screws, the bolts that you remove drops, so you can basically use a magnet to pick up that part. You will also need a flat screwdriver, and also you will be using a bit, especially a start point, and the one that you will be using is a 27. I try to move here. You will be using this baby right here, a 27. And this is something that I invented on my own. I basically bend this piece of wire. The reason why I did this is because I was not going to buy the tool, and in order to basically in order to remove the old coolant temperature sensor, what I did was I used this baby here, to go and hold the clip that keep the sensor in place, just to push it out. Now, When I was trying to do this, it was kind of hard, so I went to the flat screwdriver, and that was easier because I went like this and basically put the clip out, and I was able to remove it. Now, with that said, something that you will notice, sorry, something that you notice in this type of sensor, and to know if the sensor in fact is bad, is the following. If you look inside the sensor, basically, I'm gonna use my flashlight because I do want to show this to you. You will basically see the fluid inside the sensor, the coolant. The you will see basically, you see how wet it is inside. That is coolant. So basically that is not supposed to be inside the sensor, and as you can see in there, you can see also the coolant was getting inside. And not only that, as you inspect the sensor, you can see leaks around the sensor. And what you have to do basically is remove this clip, and that will make the sensor basically come out. I went again to AutoZone to buy the part, and I got me a Duralast sensor. This particular sensor was only $20 something, and this is a new sensor that we will be basically adding to the vehicle. Exchange it for the old sensor, and the different, you can see the different basically. Brand new, and in here you can see the leak, and inside the sensor also you can see all the coolant that was getting inside the sensor, making that particular error codes pop up. So the next video that I'm going to show, guys, is the parts that you need to remove out of the vehicle, so you can get where this sensor is located. And again, it's not that hard to get there. Also, you will need a 5/6 cup to remove some of the bolts that hold some of the frames of the vehicle. But again, it's a job that is not that hard to do if you have patience, and if you basically follow instructions. You will be able to do it yourself and save some money. And this is basically what you're gonna need: the T25 or the T27, I'm sorry, flat screwdriver, magnet, wrench with a 15 cup, wrench with a 10 cup, and also you need the 5/6, and also you need your protection glasses because you're gonna be working in the engine, and also you will be working with fluid, which is a coolant. Just stay tuned for the next part, in which you will see the parts that you have to remove to get to that sensor, and I will be back shortly with you guys so you can continue watching this video. Alright, so now we're gonna go to the part in which we start removing parts. The first part that you need to remove is the cover. This one is easy because it doesn't have any screw on it, so you will be removing this. Make sure that you put it in a safe place. Now you have the engine open, and the sensor is basically back there, but it's easy to get there. Don't worry about it. The next part that you will be removing are the wipers, and in here you have a clip that you need to remove. And in here is basically where you are going to be needing to use your 15 millimeter to remove this torque out of here. Once you remove it, make sure that you lift your wiper because they're putting pressure. Then from there, basically, you can lift the wiper out of its base. If it's hard to get, just put some WD-240 on it, and you might need to use a pulley to get it out. Sorry about that. That's number one. Then you go to the next one, remove this. Use your 15 to remove this nut out of the side. Put your wiper up, then lift. Okay. Now something that I like to do as I'm removing stuff, I leave them there. Here is where you're gonna use your 5/16 to remove this bolt out of here, and there are 4 of them. So you're gonna remove this corner right here. You need to remove this corner right here. Then you're gonna have another 2 extras inside. Now, this part right here has some clips here that you need to basically remove out of there, and there are 8 of them. So you got 2, 4, 6, and 8. And how they are placed is you will see 1 in this corner, 1 here, 1 here, another one there, another one here, another one here, and another one here, and another in this corner. Now, here is where you're going to be using UT27 to remove these 2 bolts out of your brake fluid reservoir. And of course I already lose all these, so I'm just showing you now. Once you got that removed and you have saved all your bolts, basically the first step will be to lift this part right here. There you go. Okay, careful that you don't drop any of those bolts inside the engine. And you're gonna put it in a safe place with all the bolts. Now, here is where the other 5/16 go. 1 in there, 1 in this corner. Then you will be able to remove this cover out of here, and now you have plenty of space to keep moving stuff. The next step, you're gonna remove this from the exhaust system, and it has basically, this is where you will be using your flat screwdriver. You got 1 in each side. Next step, you're gonna move the brake reservoir to the side. The next step that you're gonna do is remove this out of here. One more time, this is where you're gonna be using your flat screwdriver. All right. Once you get to there, also you need to remove this. To remove this out of here, basically you have a double pin that goes there. One goes like right here, the other one is go beneath, so you have to lose that too. All right, now here is basically where the sensor goes. So I already removed it. Something else that I did was to remove the battery pulse. This cover right here is easy to remove. So basically the sensor goes like this, and here is the clip that you need to pull up in order to remove the old sensor out of there. The reason why I put a piece of napkin there is because I was drying all the coolant from where the sensor goes, which is right here. And now what I'm gonna do basically is place a new one. So we're gonna grab the new one. And please accept my apologies, but I'm working with one hand and at the same time I'm recording. So there you go. The best way to go is this way. And there you go. You're gonna push the new sensor in place. Which is right there. Once you place the sensor inside, then this is the part where you're gonna put the clip so it holds the sensor in place. Be careful when you putting this in place. Make sure that you don't drop it. And this is where this baby right here, the magnet, come handy, just in case if you drop it. So what I'm gonna do is basically put the clip, tie the sensor, then I'm gonna start putting part backs, okay? So give me a few seconds and I will continue the video shortly. Okay, so here what we're gonna do now is basically place the sensor where it's supposed to go. So what we're gonna do basically is go in here. Okay, there. Now we're gonna use the clip. And basically that's it. Then once you have it in place, you want to make sure that it's tight and it's where it's supposed to be. The clip is already in place too, which is basically let me see if I can move so you can see it. There you go. Just trying to but the clip basically is in top right here. Then once you have the clips, the sensor secure, the only part that you will have to do basically is to connect your sensor back in place. All right, you're gonna look to see, there you go, that is tight. You want to make sure that the clip is all the way through and it's not coming loose. Then the next step basically will be to put everything back together the way that was before. So as you can see, it's not that hard to get that to replace the sensor. I think one of the most challenging part will be to place the clip that hold the sensor in place, but it's not that hard, honestly speaking. It's something that it can be done. Oh, and there is the clip. Okay. There is your clip. Which is basically right here. Let me see if I can. There you go. Yeah, that's the clip that hold the sensor, this one right here. And basically you have to try to manage to put it back in place. Once you place this clip in here in place, the sensor is secure. And that is how you replace the coolant temperature sensor in a 4-scape EcoBoost 1.6 2013. So what I'm gonna do now is basically place the exhaust hoses, basically secure the brake fluid receiver, and it's basically putting all the part back. It's basically the same way that you remove them, then now you have to place them back. The reason why I disconnect the battery is because with this vehicle, sometime when you disconnect the battery after you replace a sensor, that will reset your computer, and most of the time that error code will go away. You will not have to basically go to the processing which you have to remove the error using your computer. Basically that will be it. The first leak that I found was in this bypass here that have been replaced too. So let me go ahead and finish this, and I will turn off the vehicle shortly to see if that error code P1299 has been basically removed. Thank you for watching, and one more time, this is a video on how to do it yourself. Remember that I'm not responsible or liable for any mistake that you make on your own vehicle. This is something that I do on my vehicles instead of taking it to a mechanic. And so far, in replacing that particular sensor, which was like $20+, replacing this bypass right here, of course I did some oil change, I changed the spark plug and so on. With all that I spent close to, I would say, $70 something. But if you do only the sensor, basically that will be only like $23 plus. All right, thank you for watching this video, and again, if you think that you can do it yourself, just try to do it yourself and save some money. Thing that I want to clarify, I misjudged and I said that this is as a 27. Actually it's at 25, but it's a 27. So basically that's how you tie this to this right here. The 516, this is one of the bolts that you will have to tie. Is one in each side, so you tie this one, then you tie this one right here. All right, the next two, one goes in this end right here, the next one goes in this corner. And here is where you're gonna put the cover for your water drainers that go with the wipers. All right, and with this is where you're gonna use your clips. So one goes in this corner, one goes right here, one goes right there, one goes right there, one goes right there. Another one goes right here. Another one goes right here. One more in the corner. And now you have these two babies right here for the wipers. Same process. Put the wiper up. Put the wiper down. Wiper up, wiper down. Here's where you will be using your 15 millimeters. Clips, clip, engine cover. That's what to do it. And that's how you change a coolant temperature sensor in a 2013 4K EcoBoost with only $23.